Dear colleagues and friends, geehrte Kolleginnen und Kollegen, Freundinnen und Freunde, dobrodošli v Ljubljani. Herzlich willkommen in Ljubljana. Buongiorno e benvenuti. Thanks to the some member of the music group Muzealije, connected with Slovenian Schulmuseen, we are starting the opening ceremony of the 15th Symposium of School Museums and Collection. The first word of child is expressed into mother tongue. And the mother tongue of our symposium is German. So I'd like, with using this language in honor of Mr. Rudolf Luxanderal from Lower Austrian Schulmuseum in Michelstetten, the initiator and the first organizer of Symposium in the 1984. Erinnern Sie sich, dass vor 30 Jahren in Aspern und Michelstetten das erste internationale Symposium für Leiterinnen, Leiter und Betreuer von Schulmuseen und Schulgeschichtlichen Sammlungen vorbereitet wurde? Wir sind die Nachfolger dieses Reihe von 50. musealischen Treffungen von Österreich, Deutschland, England bis Norwegen, Frankreich und Italien in den letzten Jahren. So, the first word I ask for our supporters. From the Ministry of Education, Science and Sport came the State Secretary, Mr. Aljuš Pertinac, and I asked him for some introduction word.
Thank you very much. Welcome on behalf of the Ministry of Education, Science and Sports in Ljubljana, at the sunny sides of Alps, as you can see clearly in front of you. This is not the usual weather we have in the summer, but maybe this is also a good sign on the other hand that this symposium will have so much nicer conditions to work with than if it will be very, very hot outside. Leider, ich spreche nicht sehr gut Deutsch, so I will continue in English if you permit me. First I would like to apologize our minister, Dr. Jernej Pikalo, who unfortunately wasn't able to attend the start of your symposium. As we have already heard, you have a very long tradition, and we are very happy and proud to be able to support your organization. The aim of the symposium, as you well know, which connects school museums and researchers into the history of education, is to present and explore the professional historical contribution of male and women teachers, and particularly their associations to the development of schools and pedagogy, as well as to cultural and general development. Teacher associations united the teaching profession in the establishment of their trade union interests, had a significant influence on the development of teacher education, including their adult and continuing education, and teaching and educational publications of different ideological orientations helped to shape the development of education. Teachers' gatherings, publishing activities, and the appearance of school museums were among the most important forms of activity. Teacher associations and their regional, national, ethnic, state, and international connections went beyond the local importance of frequently very diverse activities. They were marked in particular by individual teachers who were important for a particular village, town, or wider region. Through changes that took place over time, we can also discern differing importance attributed to the teaching profession, which is why we also encourage comparative analysis of the role of teachers and their associations. Contributions offering an overview of a wider region or even a whole country are particularly welcome, as are presentations and analysis of archive and museum material, and above all, insights into our museums through an analysis of exhibitions on this subject. The theme of teachers, teacher associations, and their work and other connections in education is directed at specialists working in museums, both large and small, and in other collections related to school and education, as well as at researchers and lecturers who are involved in the history of education at universities, institutes, and in archives. The presentation of museological news of the family of education, school museums, and successful museum projects regards to the history of education are, of course, very much welcome. As you know, we have only one school museum in Slovenia, so we cannot compare with other institutions of such type inside our country. So we very much welcome the opportunity to compare and to share ideas and experiences with other such institutions from all over the world. I hope that you will have a very good symposium, that you will benefit from each other as full as possible, that you will continue the good tradition of your organization, and also the good tradition of keeping in mind the importance of history, of student history of education, and also the intercultural experience regarding education, school, museums, and so on. I wish you a pleasant stay in Slovenia, and hope that you will have a very good seminar. Thank you.
Thank you to the Mr. Pertinac from Ministry of Education. One of the very important supporter of our meeting is the secondary school of nursing, and I asked Mrs. Maria Verbic, the principal of this school, to set some introduction words.
Pertinač from Ministry of Education, Science and Sport. Dear all guests, 15th Symposium and School Museum and Collection. Allow me to welcome in Slovenia, in Ljubljana, at the Secondary School of Nursing. As your host, I will do my best to make your stay here comfortable, and I hope this event becomes a memorable one for you. I wish you have a pleasant day, and if you need anything, do not hesitate to ask me.
Well, for the next introduction word, I ask the official representative of the Slovenian School Museum, Mr. Stane Okoliš, that said something in connection of museums, symposiums, and our work. Please.
So, dear participants, dear guests, dear our guest from Ministry to Mr. Pertinač. So, I'm very glad to make some shortly words to our meeting here in Ljubljana. Especially, I'm looking forward to next day, to Wednesday, when we will meet in our museum in Večni Kurtak. I wish to all participants best wishes and good success to our meeting. Thank you.
Well, the next speaker is representative of the Historical Association of Slovenia. I'm a vice-president, and I'm very happy that we are together. This symposium is prepared in collaboration the 3 or 5 different institutions, and the museum, International Museum part is supported by the icon of Slovenia. And I'd like to ask my colleague from Technical Museum, she is a member of the board of ICOM Slovenia, to say something nice.
I hope so. Dear representatives and dear participants of this symposium, I would like to express a warm welcome also from part of ICOM Slovenia. Unfortunately, our president was not able to attend this opening due to some personal problems. But nevertheless, we would like your symposium to be very successful. According to the program, I can see that you will have a lot of interesting papers, and most of all, I wish that you will be able to cooperate between different fields. ICOM Slovenia is a very active committee, and especially in the field of international cooperation and exchange. So we were very happy to support partly and in a small part this symposium. We also hope that you will have a nice time in Slovenia, that you will be able to see some of our nice landmarks and get to know a bit of our cultural heritage. Branko told me that you will go to Bled as well, and we wish you also a very nice weather, not better than today. Thank you.
Thank you to the Mrs. Irena Maručić for this supporting of our meeting. Well, I think that it's enough with these official words, and we can starting with hard work. It's time, it's 5 o'clock. Well, I prepare one serious introduction words, but don't be afraid, it's published in the publication, and this is enough that I ask you for opening and to read, but not now. Well, now I'd like to ask our muzealie for the next step of our connection in this central hall of Secondary School of Nursing.
So our next, or maybe last song, is called Zbirk. It is written by the most famous Slovenian poet, France Prešeren, and it is about his hometown.
Before we seriously starting with hard work, I'd like to set something as suggestion for our connection, that other people can also serve as doorway to discovering a new world of history of education and museum. And I'd like to express this in one Roman language with help of Jascha.
Estimados colegas y amigos, queremos saludar también a los hablantes de lenguas románicas, a nuestros participantes que han venido desde nuestro país vecino Italia, a los de Francia, España, Portugal y Brasil. Finalmente, como participantes de este simposio, tengamos en cuenta que muchas veces también a través de otras personas podemos descubrir nuevos mundos de historia de educación y de los museos. Para el señor Schuster, nuestros simposios siempre han representado una ventana al mundo del saber sobre la tradición escolar y la práctica museológica. Escuchar sobre el trasfondo y las experiencias de otras personas a menudo nos trae descubrimientos sorprendentes que pueden abrir nuestros horizontes e impactarnos considerablemente. Así que aprovechemos esta oportunidad que tenemos de conocer y compartir con las personas que trabajan en el mismo ámbito pedagógico museológico. De esta manera podremos debatir nuestras ideas y visiones y aprender uno del otro. Muchas gracias por venir al simposio de 28 países distintos que pueden ver en esta pantalla. Y no solo están aquí las personas desde Europa y Turquía, sino también desde otros continentes, de Brasil, Nigeria, Japón y Australia. Muy bienvenidos todos.
Thank you that we are together. The very important person in our committee is Mrs. Maya Hakel, who finished the study of the history in last months, and he worked very hardly that we can read the book of abstract and that we are connected via email. And if anybody wants to know something, ask some question in English or German, Maya is the best possibility to catch one good answer.
First of all, I also want to say welcome to the 15th International Symposium. It's really nice to see that we gather in such a big number, and of course I wish you all a very interesting, also very successful and productive meeting. And like Mr. Branko said, if you need anything, if you get any questions during your stay here and also during the time of the symposium, please let me know and I will help you. Also, for the ones who didn't get the chance to finish the registration, because as you saw, we had to start the official part of the symposium, you're more than welcome to do this at the end of the first, but also at the end of the second part of the sessions today. So, welcome. Und also auf Deutsch. Herzlich willkommen. Es freut mich wirklich sehr, euch in solch einer großen Zahl zu sehen. Ich wünsche Ihnen allen ein sehr interessantes, ein sehr produktives Symposium. Und wie ich auch schon gesagt habe, bitte, wenn Sie irgendwelche Fragen haben, was nicht wissen, was nicht finden, lassen Sie mich wissen, ich werde Ihnen helfen, wenn es nur in meiner Macht steht. Und wegen der Registration, wer das noch nicht erledigen konnte, also nicht beendigen konnte, die Registration. Sie sind mehr als herzlich willkommen, das nachzuholen, und zwar nach Ende der ersten oder auch nach Ende des zweiten Teils der Diskussionen heute. Und nochmals herzlich willkommen.
This is the last song. It's called Učilna zidana. It's like school building or something. And it is about boys in school and their naughty, bad behavior.